Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they needed right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Minkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Good! Another! And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open. Three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Big guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run up the court! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance, Pinkerton and Exeter. Two teams always on the short list of contenders in Division 1. Meeting head-to-head here on the final Friday before Christmas. As, well, the Astros hoping to stay unbeaten and improve to 4-0 with a win on the road here tonight, while Exeter hoping to bounce back after a 3-point defeat on the road at Alvern their last time out. A win for the Blue Hawks would put them at 3-1. Well, all eyes tonight will be on Pinkerton senior Jackson Marshall, one of the Astro co-captains, listed at 6'9". Leads the league in scoring here in the early part of this season. A 3-year starter and a handful for any opposing defense. The good news is for Exeter, head coach Jeff Holmes has one of his bigger teams in recent memory, at least on paper. All but two players on the varsity roster are over 6 feet, and they'll all be needed tonight against big number 32 in red. So Pinkerton, again, looking to stay unbeaten, one of 6 teams yet to catch a loss in Division 1 entering tonight. Well, again, Exeter hoping to send some shockwaves through the state if they can defend their home court tonight and beat Pinkerton.
Well, I think every time Exeter plays, Coach Holmes does such a good job defensively, especially trying to find out, what do you have to do to stop Pinkerton? I think you have to try and contain Marshall. I don't necessarily know if you have to stop him. He's averaging 34 points a game. I mean, tough to stop at that point. You told me he got 41 in the last game, and he's big. And my thought is I'd love to see him go down the block because I've seen how successful that is for him against teams that are smaller. But now we look over at Exeter. They have a 6'7" player. He's not of the same size as Marshall is, but if their new coach, Coach Dunham from Pinkerton, decides maybe to put Marshall down on the block a little bit, this game could be really tough for Exeter if you're going to do that. But Exeter, again, Coach Holmes always finds ways. He's just, every time I've seen him coach, he's a really smart coach. His kids always play hard. They're not going to quit, and I think he'll have something for him.
Exeter, a perennial power, hoping to raise another banner. Their last championship came 5 seasons ago in 2019. Of course, Pinkerton almost did it last year.
Oh, yes,
bowed out in the championship round in a loss against Bedford. All right, when we come back, starting lineups, national anthem, and then tip-off at the bottom of the hour. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
And now for your Exeter Blue Hawks.
Back here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. Let's go down to the floor for the introduction of the Exeter starters.
A junior, number 11, Nat McNiff. A junior, number 12, Nicholas Greco. A senior, number 15, Dylan Whalen. And a sophomore, number 23, Jack Thibodeau. The head coach of the Blue Hawks is Jeff Holmes. The assistant, Tom Bunter. The officials for tonight's contest, Kevin Eames and Austin McPherson. Please stand for the performance of the national anthem.
Well, there it is, the national anthem here in Exeter, setting the stage for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. Glad you could join us. Starters for Exeter, led by head coach Jeff Holmes. Brady Rogers, a 6'2 senior guard. He joined in the backcourt by the junior Nate McNeff. Nick Greco, another junior at 6'3". Dylan Whalen, 6'1 senior forward. And in the middle is the 6'7 sophomore center Jack Thibodeau. Astros in the road red tonight. Parker Bienvenu Cernuda will run the show as the point guard. Christian Brander is the shooting guard. Both are juniors. James Wallace, one of the co-captains. He's a senior, along with Charles Ludden. No, Ludden is the co-captain. And, of course, in the middle is Jackson Marshall, listed at 6'9". Our officials tonight, Kevin Ames and Austin McPherson. The tip is won by Exeter, and it leads to a quick two for McNeff.
Great tip, great play off the tip.
That's the
score quick.
start Exeter wanted, as they score just seconds in to take this early lead. Meanwhile, a foul here on the high post. It's going to come on the catch. A little bit of a reach there against Exeter's Thibodeau, so an early foul against a sophomore center.
And they came out, and man, he's going to have a hard time trying to hold him out of the paint if that's where Jackson's trying to go. He's going to have a really tough time with that.
Ludden, long baseline two is no good. Offensive rebound, though, collected by Christian Brander.
Right now he's fouled him about 3 times in the paint already, and they haven't called it, so he's going to get himself an early right there. That's foul trouble right there, and they're not calling it.
The grappling continues. The shot goes up, and now a foul is called. And it's on Thibodeau.
There's at least 4 fouls, 5 fouls in that one tiny little spurt. And I'm not trying to be a hard guy, but you got to call that early. Just because he's big, that's not fair. Just because he's a big guy, you can't expect him to take punishments. He's not Shaq.
The lob, Marshall collects and scores. So 2 early fouls on Thibodeau. Coach Holmes going to leave him on the floor for now as Marshall ties the game early at 2.
You don't want to fight with him. He's too big. You got to make sure you just try and deny him the ball.
Meanwhile, McNeff able to squeeze through.
That's an easy
Finishes
layup.
this one with the left hand. 2 early buckets for McNeff. Meanwhile, a 3 off the side iron. Ball is tied up under the rim as Ludden and Greco are called for the jump ball. Pinkerton has the arrow.
We're going to give a rebound, an offensive rebound to Ludden for that because they get the ball back.
Ludden, along with Marshall, elected captain prior to the season. Here's an offensive board for Wallace off the Marshall miss. Marshall, a 3rd try. He's got his 2nd bucket.
Again, you're not going to really stop him inside. Just try and contain and maybe double help from the backside. And don't. Everyone's going to get in foul trouble if you try and fight with him. He's too big. You have to stay away, in front and behind, and see if you can deny him the ball that way.
First-year head man Mike Dunham clapping his hands as Pinkerton comes up with their first takeaway. Bienvenuto into the lane. Now a probe dribble and a travel.
Oh, he got away with a whacked in the forehead, too.
So a turnover each way. We'll give the ball back to Exeter with the game tied at 4, nearly 2 minutes in.
They're coming out early in a full-court man press, going to tire the point guards out.
McNeff going to clear it out and jog into the front court.
And right now, they're just running the flex. Motion offense. If they set good screens, you're going to get lots of shots off the down screen at the block.
Well, that's a deep 3. It's Brady Rogers. Had Marshall on him. Teed it up anyway. 7-4 Exeter. Hot shooting to begin the game for the home team.
If you catch the ball there, you want to make sure you can take Marshall to the basket. If he doesn't come out, you can shoot it. But if he comes out, you can take him to the basket.
Meanwhile, it's Christian Brander with his first bucket. That also from downtown to tie the game at 7. Exeter looking for the lead again. Windmill shot off the underside of the rim.
Tough shot.
Pinkerton comes the other way. Marshall for 3. That went halfway down and out. Another offensive rebound, though, for Wallace. And then a turnover. Look at a run as McNeff rises with the left. They're going to wave it off. It's an offensive foul.
Wow, he was way underneath the basket. I know we don't have that half circle, but he was pretty far underneath the rim. Take another look on our fine replay. That was pretty close. Can't tell if he was moving or not.
Well, they're going to give the benefit of the doubt to the defender who did get there. So Ludden draws the charge. McNeff is hit with the foul. And we stay tied at 7. It's 3 team fouls early against Exeter. Marshall inside. He's fouled. Had 2 defenders in the area. The 6'9 senior goes over the top and almost banked that one in. Marshall off to a good start. A couple of field goals already. Less than 3 minutes in.
Yeah, he's going to be tough to stop, especially inside.
Comes in averaging just under 35 a game. Had 41 in the win over Alvern. Pinkerton 3-0, blowouts across the board. Wins at Timberlane, and then 2 home wins over Alvern and Concord.
You know, they scored 90 points and 94 points. 68 was their, of those, I think 68 was their lowest. So they're up around 80-plus points a game.
Now this one is thrown off the leg of the defender.
Problem is, big fella, he can shoot threes, and he can take you out in the paint. So, again, you contain, right? It's about containing. Don't get yourself in foul trouble. Here's a zone press, looking to trap the corners like you're supposed to.
The senior Billy Hellison has checked in. Hellison going to pick up the dribble and lost his balance.
Slid his feet quite a bit. Trail ref missed that.
2 giveaways each way. See there, Hellison undercut by Bienvenu Cernuda. Forces the turnover. Meanwhile, Brander able to get square. 3-pointer off the back iron. Tracked down again by Wallace. His 4th rebound already for Pinkerton. Skip pass. Brander is ready again, and this time able to connect. It's his 2nd from downtown. That's Christian Brander, the younger brother of Andrew Brander, who is not suited up tonight, out with a leg injury after starting the first 3 games in the backcourt for Coach Dunham. Here's a skip pass, 3 on the way from Dylan Weiland. It's too strong. And a good rebound on the weak side for Bienvenu Cernuda. Ludden is rejected. Cernuda is there. Ludden 1 dribble, little fade, gets it off the glass. First bucket for Charles Ludden, 6'2 senior. 3-pointer, too strong from Hellison. This one tipped and will stay here. Just past the midway point, first quarter. Pinkerton on a 6-0 run. Largest lead either way at 13-7.
That was close. That was close to 5. Good
and this
steal.
one turned over. Cernuda, left hand, count it.
Tough shot, tough shot.
And that'll lead to a Coach Holmes timeout as the streak extends to now 8 unanswered. 3:45 remaining first quarter. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising, the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick and Astis, Justin Gorham with you. Happy holidays. Final week before the Christmas break. Pinkerton looking to stay undefeated and improve to 4-0, while Exeter hoping for their 3rd win of this early season.
Right now, Exeter has to just kind of figure out, okay, let's not turn the ball over. Got to make easy shots, right? Make layups. And now if Pinkerton's going to continue to press, which it looks like they are.
It's like a zone look this time.
Try and trap the corners out high.
High arcing 3 won't go, but an offensive rebound by Hellison will keep it with Exeter. And this one thrown wildly into the backcourt. McNeff touches it up for a backcourt. It's the 4th turnover forced by Pinkerton.
Again, too many turnovers. They went with that zone, kind of a zone half-court trap to try and get them across half-court, and then they backed up into a zone, and Pinkerton wasn't really ready for that zone. They're in a 2-3 zone now as well.
Marshall deep in the post, going to score 2 more. 7 already for the 6'9 senior.
I love the fact that they're putting them on the block.
Pinkerton's lead is now 10, and the run is 10 unanswered. Here's Greco on a jump stop, trying to split a double team, and travels.
Another turnover. They're really calling a lot of travels this year, I've noticed, too. They're really paying attention to that. Maybe it's a
point of emphasis.
Point of emphasis, yeah, on all these little slides and, things that kids do with their feet.
Meanwhile, Exeter is in a zone. Ludden for 3. He's going to punish him.
Got to remember, everyone's a shooter. Everyone's a shooter, especially nowadays.
It's 5 points now for Ludden. The lead is now 13 for Pinkerton. The Astro bench chanting defense, but a foul is called. We're going to get Ludden with a reach here.
And that may be on the big fella.
Oh, you're right.
It is.
Yep,
Marshall.
you're right. So Marshall will get his first, and that's the team's first.
A little bump. Wasn't a big deal, just a little bump.
Just inside of 3 minutes here, first quarter. Coach Holmes going to go back to the bench and bring the sophomore center back on the floor despite the 2 fouls as Thibodeau returns. Greco with a pinwheel shot.
Tough shot. Fun shot, that's for sure.
6'3" junior with his first bucket, and then Marshall gets 2 more at the other end.
Every single time down until they stop it, you throw the ball in the paint if you can.
Meanwhile, quick hands here. Cernuda off the glass looking for Marshall. A little too strong off the window, and Exeter foils the plot.
They thought Kareem was going to try and chase that from behind, I think.
Meanwhile, Exeter trying to regroup here, trailing by 13. Greco is going to pull the trigger. Straightaway 3, in and out. The point guard's got his 3rd rebound. Bienvenu Cernuda into the lane. Marshall ready on the wing. The 3 is in the hole. And another timeout is called by Exeter.
2 early timeouts. Like we said, you have to contain him a little bit. So if he's going to be out at the wing and he's going to shoot 3s, you got to make him drive and get 2s. Don't give up 3s to the big fella. You're already going to give up 2s every time he gets the ball in the paint, so you have to not allow yourself not to give up 3s.
Easier said than done.
Oh, you got to get out. Got to get a hand up. You're playing zone. You got to get a hand up on him.
As we look at the Marshall 3, he's off to a great start with 12 points in this first quarter. With just inside of 2 minutes remaining, largest lead on the board for Pinkerton at 25-9.
And Pinkerton likes to push, too. They're really pushing. They're not a half-court team, I don't think. I think they can play in the half-court because they've shown they can do that. But, oh, wait, I got to work on this. Parker Bienvenu? Cernuda has been pushing the ball down the floor, gotten a couple steals, doing a really good job getting him an early offense.
He's chipped in on the glass as well with 3 rebounds.
I knew I missed a couple rebounds in there.
Greco. It was McNeff's pass was tipped out of bounds. Good hustle by the defender, James Wallace. It'll stay with Exeter.
See if they go back. They're playing man, Pinkerton is. Maybe we go back to running that flex again. If you set some screens, you're going to get wide open shots.
There's a pick and roll, but the bounce pass goes between the legs. Taken away and then finished by Wallace with the right hand. Well, the transition game working here for the visiting Astros. The lead is 18, and the run is now 20-2.
Quite a few transition buckets early.
Fade away. Rogers too strong. Steal, though, in the backcourt by Greco.
Ooh, I'm surprised they didn't call a foul unless they did.
I think they
did.
Yep, they got to reach in here in the backcourt against Pinkerton's Wallace.
Yeah, a little frustration, lost it, and then kind of gave it back. Exeter just has got to be better with the ball. Can't turn the ball over. They're sort of lobbing passes to each other. They're not snapping them. And right now, Pinkerton's in the passing lane, getting steals. Foul.
Meanwhile, Rogers is fouled.
On a 3.
So 3 free throws on the way for the 6'2 senior guard, Brady Rogers.
He needed that.
As he tries to put out the Pinkerton fire here late in this first quarter. 27-9 Astros.
My man just walked in the game, committed a foul on the 3. Coach is going to go nuts, I think.
3rd team foul. Free throw is short from Rogers. First trip to the line for Exeter.
Got to make free throws. We talk about this every single game. You have to make free throws. You're down 27-9. So you've got to make sure this. If you get free throws of any kind, you have to make them in order to get yourself back in the game.
1 for 2 so far. 1 more on the way. Rogers with 4 points. Missed that one off the back iron, and Bienvenu Cernuda has his 4th rebound for Pinkerton. He's going to go all the way to the tin, score it with the left hand.
And that's another thing. You got to stop the dribbler. Stop the dribbler.
The other way, McNeff, count that one and the foul.
And they didn't stop the dribbler on that end. We went back-to-back, don't stop the dribbler, coast-to-coast, lays it up.
Got the step, and then the help was late. Placed it high off the window for his 3rd field goal. He's Exeter's high man now with 6. Foul going against Ludden.
Half of their points.
Lefty free throw is good. So 29-13, final 45 seconds here, first quarter.
See if they hold for the last shot. I don't think they will. A lot of reaching going on tonight.
The Astros' Troy Geller has checked in for the first time, a 6'4 senior.
Oh, I didn't see that. He was dribbling the ball. That was interesting. A replay would be interesting to see if he actually did travel.
Oh, you ask and you shall receive. The wizard of replay is ready.
He couldn't have traveled. He's actually dribbling the ball, so somehow he missed that. I don't see that.
So Connor Dempsey with the turnover. Just checked in a moment ago.
Here's the
Final
flex.
30 seconds here. Exeter against the man-to-man. A skip pass. McNeff is open in the corner. Three won't go. Greco is skying rebound.
Good rebound,
and
good
putback.
They run that flex offense, though, Nick. You got to screen somebody, and they're going to get better shots if they screen. Coach is going to watch the film later. Or maybe in halftime you can tell them. They're not screening anyone, so they're not getting quite the shots that they want.
They will get a turnover here in the backcourt, however. It's the 5th Astro giveaway. So the last shot may belong to the Blue Hawks.
It should. Are we shooting?
No, we got a faulty inbound pass that wasn't touched. So the inbound pass,
underneath
the inbound spot will come on the baseline.
See if they try and score here on the out of bounds, which I love.
Nothing open. Three-pointer. It's Rogers. Open look. Won't go. Marshall his second rebound. And then a foul here on the other end. Going to get Jack Cartwright, who just checked in. Got a little bit of the ball, a little bit of the arm as well to draw the whistle. That's the 5th team foul, and it comes with 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. That'll put Pinkerton's Troy Geller to the free throw line.
Might have been a bit of a bailout there. Again, got to make the free throws.
Geller misses. Exeter sub is Matthew Yang, the 5'6 senior, coming on for the first time to play one of the guard spots. This free throw is no good. The ball is tipped back to Galler.
That's a great tip-out rebound yet again.
Dempsey
for the point guard.
For Sanuda. Back for Marshall. Trying to beat the buzzer. Three-pointer is a sidearm miss. McNeff clears the glass, and that'll do it for our first quarter. A big run for Pinkerton. 20-2 at one point.
Wow.
Push the lead up to double digits. They lead by 14 after 8 minutes here in Exeter. 29-15. Second quarter on the way. Blue Hawks look for a response when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Back here in Exeter, it's a 14-point lead for Pinkerton as we get set for the start of this second quarter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance. The Astros on everybody's short list of D1 contenders this year, fresh off a championship appearance back in March last season. Out to a 3-0 start, looking to make it 4-0 with a win on the road today. Exeter going to have to do it from behind if they want to pull off the quote-unquote upset and improve to 3-1.
Foul on the reach. Don't reach on the big fellas inside. You got a half front, or don't let them catch the ball.
First team foul is, again, the team fouls reset
another
per quarter.
Turnover.
Pinkerton looking to run. Ludden's layup won't go. It was tipped off the rim. Thibodeau the rebound, and then a foul behind the play. As Wallace hit the floor.
Cartwright, I believe. Cartwright shoved him.
And Cartwright's going to be hit with his first. So it'll stay here.
Let's see Exeter playing man in the out of bounds. Let's see if Pinkerton tries to score. You know, it's my favorite thing to do, score in the out of bounds.
Meanwhile, Coach Dunham has got 4 starters on the floor, including this kid, Christian Brander. We were told off air before the game he's a pretty good shooter. How about 3 3-pointers in this first half?
9 already. Another one.
There's those quick hands. Pinkerton looking to run. It's a 4-on-1 and a layup. It's going to put Connor Dempsey in the scorer's book, his first 2.
Nice steal. I'll tell you what, Parker Bienvenu Cernuda has some quick hands.
He does. 3 steals already.
Maybe I'll just call him Parker. That's a
He's
long
played well.
name.
He's one of their veterans. And his hands are lightning quick, as we know. He's on the ball here.
So they're doing a lot
Thibodeau
of switching.
lost it out of bounds. Again, the pressure there from Parker Bienvenu Sonerda. Got, I think, a piece there, and then the last touched. It was last touched by Exeter's Thibodeau, so another giveaway. Sastro defense looking very good in this first half. They've got their largest lead on the board at 34-15.
A lot of switching on defense, that possession down the floor.
Brander open again. Three-pointer in the hole.
Good grief, don't leave him open.
He's on fire. Meanwhile, McNeff gets by everybody for another layup. And with that, a quick timeout is called by Pinkerton.
That's
His first-year head coach Mike Dunham wants to talk it over.
Get back, right? You're going to tell your kids, get back. You can't. That's the second time that's happened. He's dribbled the length of the floor, and someone has laid it up.
McNeff has looked good, 9 points to lead Exeter. But his team in some trouble here, down 20 for the first time at 37-17 with a minute and a half gone by in this second quarter.
Got to get a couple stops, right? And get it down. So we talked about this the other day at Wyndham, right? So you want to try and get at halftime, you want to try and get the lead down, in this case, to say 10.
Yeah.
If you can get it down to 8, you're doing a wonderful job. Kids are excited, single digits, but in this case, 10. But you got to stop someone down here, and you can't keep turning the ball over. So if you're going to play point for point now, you're never going to come back.
Pinkerton has played well. They've shot well on the offensive end, and the defense has forced 10 giveaways so far. Well, you mentioned Wyndham. They almost did the unthinkable last night. They almost knocked off defending champion Bedford. Took a fourth-quarter comeback from the Bulldogs to put Bedford over the top. So the defending champs are still unbeaten, but Wyndham certainly opened our eyes the other night with a win over South. They almost went to 3-1 last night. All right, out of the timeout, Pinkerton ball, threatening to extend this 20-point lead. Both coaches on their feet, trying to inspire their teams. Marshall, triple team, spins to his right, scores anyway. 14 early for the 6'9 senior and player of the year candidate Jackson Marshall.
That's a tough shot. You know what? He turned into the defender. Defender went down. I think they wanted to charge, but too close. Got to give him a little space, too, so he has to have room to turn.
Greco on the drive is fouled on the pass.
Got to shoot that. Got to shoot that.
Going to get Wallace on the reach. It's the second team foul against Pinkerton. Get a little body there on the pass. Well, Rogers flashes open, tries to drive the baseline, rises, and scores.
Smart play, used his body to shield the defender.
He's got 6 early, his second field goal.
More like that. Right, now get a stop, this time down. Don't give up easy threes, open threes.
Wallace in the corner, they want to go inside. Marshall to his left, and a foul is called.
Maybe a little bit of push, but he had hand all ball on the turn.
Get another look here.
There's the foul right there early. The foul was before the turn even, and he had hand on the ball.
Yeah, the whistle came a little late perhaps, but it looked like, you're right, the contact on the catch.
Definitely contact early. I don't know why he didn't blow the whistle immediately.
They're going to give him 2, and this one rolls out.
This is like it kind of reminds me of the Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal theory when he played in the league. Officials would let him absorb contact continually, thinking, he's 7 feet tall, over 300 pounds. He can take it. But he got abused, he got beat up, and he should have shot probably 1,000 more free throws than he did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't fair. You watch it happen his whole career, and it really wasn't fair at all.
Here's a good move.
Great move.
It's Dylan Whalen's first bucket. Strong drive and a right-hand finish will bring Exeter back within 19 at 40-21. Marshall wants it. They give it to him. He's got 2 more.
And I feel like that's what's happening today. He got fouled on that one as well. He's getting hit every play. So you're going to go, he's 6'9", 260, 270.
Tough to officiate, for sure.
Is. But if you get hit, it's a foul. Yeah. I don't care how big you are. If you get hit, it's a foul.
Meanwhile, Marshall, his third rebound.
Cernuda
dragged the pivot foot just a bit.
Hey, maybe.
In front of official Kevin Ames. Tough to tell from that angle, but
his back foot was the pivot foot. It's again the jump stop situation too.
As we get a shot here off the rim, Brander the rebound.
As a coach, you try and teach kids to jump stop on 2 feet at the same exact time. That way you can choose your pivot foot. 1 foot at a time, the one you start. Oh, nice
That's a nice pass. Yep, and it leads to a layup.
Count it.
Brady Sullivan just checked in off the bench. Marshall the assist on the no-look.
Brady Sullivan, any relation to those building guys?
I don't know. 44-21. There's a nice pass.
That's a lapse on defense, but a really good open look.
Whalen the finish. His second field goal. Marshall a quick three won't go.
Little
Greco
early.
the rebound. And then Marshall able to tip the pass. Brander the steal. Marshall too heavy on the pass, which would have went or may have led to a layup. Instead, it's the 7th Astro turnover. And Exeter catches a break. They're going to go to the bench. Joey Duarte, 5'8" senior guard, on the floor for the first time. McNeff, a rare break for Exeter. Just past the midway point, second quarter. Pinkerton in the driver's seat big, 44-23. Whalen drives into a crowd. The ball is loose. It's collected by Duarte, who scores.
That's a heads-up move. Good heads-up play.
Coach Dunham wanted a foul. Brander has got another three-pointer. That's his 5th of this first half. The junior lighting the lamp.
Catch and shoot, no hesitation.
Meanwhile, Greco for 3 out of the corner. It's too strong. Ball batted out of bounds and will stay here. It's last touch by Brander.
That was absolutely no hesitation. He's feeling it.
Brander with 15 points on 5 made three-pointers. So if it's not Marshall you got to worry about, it's Brander.
I'm going to keep getting him the ball just to see. Even if it's a heat check, just get him the ball.
Meanwhile, Duarte tiptoes the baseline, leaves it. And the fadeaway won't go for Greco. Marshall the rebound, the outlet. Sullivan has a trailer. 3 on the way for Dempsey is short. There's Sanudo again with the board, and then Marshall gets 2 more. Well, the 5'8" point guard, Parker Bienvenu Cernuda, now with 5 rebounds. And that one led directly to a second chance opportunity for Pinkerton. Inside out, 3 from Greco in the hole.
They needed that desperately. That was a good look. Wide open. They got to make those shots.
6'3" junior now heating up himself. He's got 7.
Still matching shots, so still matching points. Got to get a stop. Right here is really important with 2 minutes, just a little over 2 minutes to go. Really important to get a stop. Another foul right on the arm. Ripped his arm right off the ball.
Deep 3. There's that heat check. In and out.
Good
Ball
tip by
loose
Marshall.
after the tip. Tracked down by Sullivan, and a foul from behind is going to come against Exeter. That is the 3rd team foul against the Blue Hawks.
So we know 2 more, and they're shooting free throws. Pinkerton.
As we know, that new free throw rule, the new team foul rule, is 5 per quarter. And it restarts. 3-pointer. Too strong for Sullivan. Off the bounce, it's collected by Greco.
Now they had the opportunity. Marshall was one-on-one in the paint. They waited until he got double-teamed. Then they threw the ball.
Sullivan, a quick outlet. Marshall, big dunk attempt. Goes in and out. Bienvenu Cernuda with the rebound.
Another rebound.
And he's going to keep it at this end for Pinkerton. Marshall blocked there, and that's got the home fans fired up. Last touch.
Good defense
by Pinkerton.
Marshall's getting a little tired. He didn't have the lift he had in the beginning of the game. You can kind of see it. He's played the entire first half, hadn't sat down. There's a little fatigue. On the dunk attempt, I think, little fatigue.
Good defense in the post by Exeter collectively.
Absolutely.
To force the miss. Meanwhile, McNeff is back on the floor, and he's going to draw a foul here on the floor.
Silly foul. Silly reach foul.
It's a 3rd team foul against the Astros. So 3 each way. With now 1:22 to go before halftime. Coming up at halftime, a look back at the first half with stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard watch on a Friday as well. That's all on the way coming up at the break. Lob inside for Greco over Marshall. Can't get it. And Marshall going to collect the rebound. Pinkerton looks to push. Cernuda, little teardrop. That won't go. Rebound for Rogers of Exeter.
Oh, wide open underneath the basket. Missed
Ball
him.
loose, collected by Sullivan. Teardrop too strong. Greco is there on the offensive glass. And then this one is turned over. Coach Dunham says slow it down as we hit 45 seconds remaining.
Maybe we'll go last shot unless he catches it.
Brander's been on fire. Dempsey for Sullivan. Three-pointer, up and in. Now Brady Sullivan has provided some bench scoring with 5 off the pine. And the lead at 24, once again, the largest margin for Pinkerton. This Astro defense has been swarming. Little scooper won't go. Marshall is 5th board.
Now we're going to get the last shot with 10 seconds. They got to go now at 9. They got to attack.
Up top, Dempsey catching fire, but he traveled on the catch.
Slid those feet around again.
That'll leave Exeter with 2 seconds.
You can get a shot here with 2 seconds.
Hellison going to come back on and replace Sullivan. The inbounder will be Rogers.
Rogers is their leading scorer, too. Averages 17.8 points a game for the year so far.
McNeff, decent look, but off target. And that'll do it for the first half. Well, a big run in the first quarter by Pinkerton established the tone here. They outscored Exeter at one stretch 20-2, and they lead by their largest margin at the break of 24, 52-28. Our score after 16 minutes of action here in Exeter.
Exeter right now is working way too hard to get good shots. Pinkerton's doing a good job defensively creating those difficult shots.
Right.
And Pinkerton is on fire, though. You got guys that I don't know. I don't think this happens on a regular basis. We have a 5 3-pointer in the first half, 15 points, Brander, and then you have Marshall with a whole bunch. I haven't even counted them up yet. So Exeter has to come out, maybe change their defensive strategy just a little bit, and offensively just take their time to get better shots. Right now they're erratic, and they're missing wide-open players, and they're shooting shots. A couple of them gone in that have been kind of wild shots, but they didn't really make that dent we talked about. So,
well,
got to make a dent.
We will add up the points, get you the stats, along with the highlights, the analysis, and, of course, the scoreboard as well. We've got it all covered coming up in just a moment. Pinkerton a big lead, 52-28 over Exeter. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to
Start raising money for your team today.
Well, Merry Christmas.
My man,
Friday
John.
Night Lights, New Hampshire. FNLNH Media on YouTube. That is our man, John Barron. He's got the Santa Claus look, complete with the hat and a white beard.
Perfect. That's absolutely perfect guy to hold up a Merry Christmas sign.
Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you here in Exeter. It's all Pinkerton, at least so far, at the midway point, as the Astros look to improve to 4-0. This game started pretty well for Exeter. They scored, I think, had an early 7-4 lead before Pinkerton's defense, frankly, turned up the heat. They produced several takeaways and got some buckets in transition. And in the half-court set, the three-point line was kind to the Astros as well. Christian Brander, the junior, red hot at one point in that second quarter. All in all, 5 made threes for the junior. And he's got 15 at halftime. The high man is Jackson Marshall, 19 points to go along with 5 rebounds. Looked unstoppable at times in that first half.
Well, this is the same thing when we watched them play Bedford last year in the last time they played each other at Bedford. Remember we talked about them
in the regular season.
The regular season,
yep.
Throwing the ball in the paint, and they ended up losing. It was a close game, but they went away from what they're doing tonight, which was throwing the ball to him in the paint, and he kept scoring in the paint, and he would score in the paint. And Bedford had some strength inside. O'Donnell was tough, but still not big enough to stop 6'8", 260, 265. So right now, if you're Exeter, you have to see, well, what are we going to do differently on defense? Maybe you go and play a 3-2 zone, and you put everybody out on the shooters, and you give up those twos if you have to, right? Try and double inside. So if you have a shooter that's not on your side, you drop back and sit in his lap, and you have somebody from behind, so you're double, front and back, right? But you got to get out. We already have Brander that has 5 threes. So if he's on your side, you can't double, right? You got to make sure you go out and put a hand up. So I don't know. Coach Holmes has got his work cut out for him. I don't know. I don't know what he'll decide to do, but a little more pressure maybe too on defense, a little bit more.
Exeter kept competitive in that first half by the junior guard Nate McNeff, who has a team-high 9 points. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is on YouTube at FNLNH Media. Final game of December here with a few days to spare before Christmas, but we'll be back in full force in January, likely with 2 games per week, Tuesdays and Fridays, our preferred days. Alley-oop, Marshall almost threw it down. Smiles on the way back down the floor. The rebound collected by Thibodeau for Exeter.
Very close. A designed play, it looked like. There's another sliding foot travel. We've had about 6 of those.
Yeah, the officials have called it real tight tonight. That's the 12th turnover for Exeter. Out-of-town scoreboard watch. South with an early lead over Alvern.
Oh, that'd be a shocker. Alvern's been very good so far.
Yeah. South at 2-2. That's a 16-11 lead for the Purple Panthers. Meanwhile, a 3 there for Bienvenu Cernuda. Puts his point total up to 7. He's also got 7 rebounds. Marshall, wow, what an outlet there. Leads to a Luden layup. Marshall is 6th board and his 2nd assist.
Good outlet pass. Strong. Running the floor. That's what they've done really well. They just run the floor really well.
The lead now is 29. Largest lead so far for Exeter.
See, Exeter looks a little bit off offensively. Guys aren't where they're supposed to be. Just a little off.
Little fade for Rogers. He played well in the first half. He's up to 8 points. 6'2" senior with the answer for Exeter, 57-30.
9.5 points away from his season average, so hopefully he gives them a little bit of a burst here in the second half.
Yeah, he's been good in the early going for Coach Holmes. Here's a 3. Ludden stays hot. He's already doubled his halftime total of 5. And is in double figures with 10.
It's not going to help. Those threes are not going to help.
McNeff, not going to help Exeter.
No, it's not. I mean,
Pinkerton has been red hot from downtown.
They shot the ball so well.
Other scores. You got BG with an early double-digit lead over Londonderry, 19-7 through 1 quarter. And down in D2, Pelham, the defending champs, with an early 34-18 lead over Oyster River. Meanwhile, Greco scores for Exeter. It's his first bucket since halftime. Up and under for Wallace. Wallace hit the glass hard in that first half for Pinkerton with 5 rebounds. Gets his 2nd field goal. Meanwhile, McNeff continuing to slice and dice. He's in double figures now with 11.
You tend to, if you're up by this many points, occasionally you tend to a little bit of a lapse on your defensive intensity.
There's Marshall.
Easy. And look at your double. Comes from the other side, and the backside player is about maybe 6 feet tall, if that. That's just tough to stop.
Yep. Greco, power move, won't get it. And then an over-the-back foul is on the way against Whalen.
That's a little frustration.
It's a good box out there by Wallace to draw the foul.
Yeah, that's just frustration. Another early timeout. What are we going to do on defense? Got to change your defense a little bit. I just need, it reminds me of the game the other night, though, when we were watching Nashua play.
South or North?
South play Wyndham the other night.
Yep.
South came out kind of flat. Exeter is flat. Defensively, intensity-wise, they're flat. And they came out very beginning, did okay, but then they just sort of become flat. Second half, you got to be up in guys' faces. Guys should be talking. Guys should be communicating. You're down by a lot. You got to do something to come back quick, but they're just flat. You know what? Today's the last day of school before vacation. I'm not surprised if any team or anybody was flat today. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Pinkerton's not.
No, they came to play. The Astros looking for their 4th win already in 4 tries. They have been in the driver's seat most of the way. Wallace for 3. Offensive rebound, Marshall. But they're going to wave it off. Say pushed off.
I didn't see him touch him, but they moved the ball really well that time down. And Exeter did a nice job with pressure. Little push with the forearm.
Yeah, a little bit of a shove into the back of Thibodeau, who had the position. 3 minutes in, backdoor for Whalen.
Great cut. No help defense at all. That's that lapse I'm talking about when you're up by 30.
3-pointer, Brander. Missed that one. Marshall, the rebound. Triple teamed. Finds a shooter. That's Ludden. Back iron miss. And ultimately it's McNeff who secures for Exeter.
It's a rare 3-point miss right now for Pinkerton.
Yeah. This one whipped down low, tipped, and then last touched by Thibodeau. A good idea, but an unfortunate sequence there for Exeter. Meanwhile, Ludden, challenge shot, gets it over the defender. Well, he's looked good here in this second half.
He has.
7 in this third quarter.
Oh.
Offensive foul.
Ouch.
As Wallace draws the charge for Pinkerton.
Tough one. Another turnover.
Good play by Wallace. Able to get the position. Rogers is hit with the foul.
That was a tough charge, too. He hit him hard.
And now 2 team fouls each way. Here's a little bit of zone press from Exeter.
1-3-1, usually trap.
Into the corner. It's off the fingertips of Wallace.
I think he said it bounced out of bounds. 1-3-1 trap. Try and trap. Get the ball, force it to the wings, trap the wings. As again, you got to do something to get turnovers and make Pinkerton think about what they're doing when they're trying to score.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that change. That's a good change.
Coach Holmes on his feet. McNuff, 2 more.
You almost want to call timeout now if you're Pinkerton. That's a couple easy baskets. Backdoor cut, easy layup there.
McNeff with a team-high 13 for Exeter. The lead down to 28. Wallace, 3-pointer, too strong. Ball batted in the lane. Whalen gets there for the Blue Hawks. But then it's stolen at midcourt by Ludden. Well, Coach Dunham, you can hear him saying, get it to Marshall. Instead, the big man going to go to the high post.
High post should cut down, low block after the screen, roll.
Jump shot up and in, a 16-footer. Ludden stays hot. 9 of his 14 have come since halftime.
Yeah, good second half for him. You know, and you figure, wow, we got to guard who? We got to guard Brander, who hit all those threes, and now all of a sudden we got another player.
Right. Whalen stays with it. No. Thibodeau, yes.
Tried to take another charge. I think he took a big shot again. Another big shot. Wallace took another one.
Yeah. This one tipped out of bounds will stay here.
That hurt a little bit. And again, when you're up by a lot of points as well, they're up 28 points. Officials tend to maybe not call some of those fouls that you would normally call when the game is close, which makes me nuts too. If you're a coach, it makes you nuts. But
Whalen's going to check out. Rogers will sit as well for Exeter. Entry pass off the fingertips of Marshall. Hellison, who just checked in, is rejected by Ludden.
Great block. Great block. Turned the ball over on the other end. Wasn't a good entry pass.
But he makes up for it with the hustle.
That was a good
in
hustle
transition.
Play. Great block.
Yep. But Pinkerton's got some weapons. As you mentioned, kind of a pick-your-poison situation. Meanwhile, McNeff, little start and stop. Thibodeau hit a 2 a moment ago, tries a 3. Won't get it. Ludden wants to power out. And this one off the foot of the defender and turned over.
Errant pass, not a good decision. Tried to get tricky.
Exeter trying to capitalize. Greco lost the handle, but it was tipped.
He's got some hands. Parker Ceruta's got some hands.
He does. He had 3 steals in that first half, almost had another there.
You know what's fun? It's fun to watch. He played last year, and he didn't play as much as he's playing now. And you can tell the confidence in him has risen tremendously.
Yep.
He's a totally different player than he was last year.
Meanwhile, a travel here against Greco.
Another traveling turnover.
Keep in mind, Pinkerton playing without point guard Andrew Brander, who injured himself earlier this week in street clothes tonight. But the Astros have not needed him. This one is turned over. McNeff with the steal. Up ahead for Duarte, who just came on. We saw Joey Duarte get a few minutes off the bench in that first half. He just checked back in and doubles his point total from 2 to 4. Here's Brander, deep three around the rim, off. Marshall the
Great tip, rebound and tip.
So Marshall up to 23 now, and I think 7 boards. There's
There
another
it is.
bucket for McNeff.
No help defense right now for Pinkerton at all, though. None whatsoever on the
A
backside.
little bit of a track meet as the tempo picks up. Three-pointer for Brander is off target. Tries to follow his own miss and takes Hellison to the floor.
Well,
Jump ball is called.
He was hot early. Right now he's cooled off a little bit.
Meanwhile, more subs. Coach Holmes continuing to cycle the lineup. Thibodeau will sit. And after a brief rest, Brady Rogers is back on.
Kind of feels like Exeter's making a bit of a run, but it's still a 26-point game.
Yeah. The trail by as many as 32 earlier in this third quarter. Here's a three for McNeff. Line drive miss. Ludden a rebound in a crowd for Pinkerton. Up ahead, Marshall. Good look at a three.
Good looking, wide open three.
It's the game's high scorer with 26, 7 in this third quarter. Final 80 seconds. And the lead back to 29 for Pinkerton. Good backdoor and a layup there for Rogers.
The back part of that Pinkerton defense is having a problem. They're not communicating. They're not getting there.
This one stays with Wallace, who just checked in, make that Dempsey. And then a foul on the offensive rebound. It's going to put Ludden to the free throw line.
Yeah, there's too much chasing with the Pinkerton defense when everybody's up like that and they get those cuts on the backside. That means everybody's just staying right next to the man, following him around. There's no help defense. So you got to make sure, those opportunities shouldn't happen if you have help defense, especially on the backside.
Good job by Exeter to create the space.
Yeah, fantastic job.
Meanwhile, free throw is good for Ludden. Senior is flexing his muscles here in this third quarter.
That was a really good second half.
How about 11 in the quarter? 16 now in the game.
In fact, now it's 19-point lead.
Well, 29.
29-point lead. What is
Three
it,
up and in, make it 26.
Oh.
As Rogers connects. He's up to 13 for Exeter. He's played well tonight. Here again is that zone press, and it produces a turnover. Well, the Pinkerton bench wanted a foul.
What do they call that time? They call another travel?
Yep.
Oh, no. There was a lot of whacking in the face on that play. That's the old whack in the face play.
Yeah, you can tell Marshall upset. Meanwhile, Duarte got the step, almost got the bucket. Flung it up with the left hand, but they're going to say on the floor is where the foul occurred. So 3 team fouls each way. And Exeter will inbound on the baseline with 35 seconds remaining. Deep three for Rogers, up and in. Now the senior staying hot.
Down to 23 because now I can do math all of a sudden. For a minute there I couldn't do math. I lost
It's been a good quarter for Exeter. In fact, they have outscored Pinkerton by a point since halftime, and they're going to produce another turnover. Hellison to the rim, missed a layup. A little too strong on the off-glass attempt, and then this one tipped out of bounds by Pinkerton, so it'll stay with the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, it's another turnover. Not good.
Yeah, Pinkerton up to 14 giveaways now, as this Exeter defense has come alive in this third quarter. Final 8 seconds. Greco into the post. Rejected. Marshall looking to run. He's going to lead the break himself, go down the lane, fling it over the shoulder. This one batted out of bounds as the horn sounds. Marshall wanted a foul, but will not get it.
No, he wasn't getting that one.
Exeter showing some fight, though. Still with a long way to go. 75-52 Pinkerton. Astros looking for their 4th win of the year behind Jackson Marshall's 26-point performance. Exeter down to 8 minutes if they want to make it a game. Will they? We'll find out next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, as we begin the fourth quarter here in Exeter. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Pinkerton has led most of the way. The Astros dominant in that first half. Exeter actually won the third quarter by a point, but still with a big hill to climb, down 23, make it 26. The three is in the hole for James Wallace. Boy, Pinkerton collectively has shot the ball well, especially from downtown.
Well, I like the 1-3-1 half-court trap on the last one, though. I like that. They just, if you move the ball, get a good skip pass, get a wide-open shot. Now we moved it to the half-court, still trying to trap at the wing.
It's like a 1-3-1.
Yep, wide-open shot again.
That's in the hole. James Wallace, his second from downtown. He's got 8 since halftime. He's in double figures with 10. Duarte, a hook shot.
Ooh,
won't go.
Well, you got a headband on. Now you're shooting a hook shot. I love that.
Marshall
Old school.
with his 9th rebound.
Men's league. That was a men's league shot. I love that.
Well, Marshall wants it. Flashes open mid-block. Spins right. Right-hand shot is up.
Nice touch. Good soft touch around the basket. See that? You got the ball to him when he was one-on-one. Then the double came, but he was okay. He already made his turn.
State's leading scorer now with 28 points. Closing in on a season average of 34. This one tipped out of play.
I don't see him
Stay
sitting
with
down.
Exeter.
I mean, maybe at
Has
the
he
very
sat
end.
at all tonight?
He hadn't sat down at all. That's what when we talked about a little bit of fatigue in the first half when he tried to get that dunk on the break. But he hasn't sat down at all.
Meanwhile, Whalen for 3. And a little bit of a late closeout from Marshall. Whalen makes him pay. He's played well tonight. 6'1" senior, approaching double figures now with 9. A quick timeout is called by Pinkerton. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com and start raising money for your team today. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks Showcase and Development for College Lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. A big run in the first quarter by Pinkerton when they outscored Exeter at one point 20-2. Gave the Astros a comfortable lead of 24 at halftime. They led by as many as 32 in the second half. And the lead is back to 31 after that 3 drops for Wallace. His third from downtown. The answer comes out of the corner by Brady Rogers, who is starting to heat up. He's hit 3 threes since halftime. Meanwhile, Bienvenu Cernuda lost the dribble in the corner, and it's turned back over to Exeter, as the Blue Hawks had their problems with the turnovers in the first half. The T.O. bug has bit Pinkerton a bit here in the second half.
It has. They've turned it over on a couple sloppy ones, too. Those aren't even really, there wasn't a lot of pressure there. He just jumped in the air and kind of threw the ball away. Don't leave your feet, young players. Do not leave your feet when you're trying to pass the ball.
86-60.
Try to get that double screen at the free throw line so they get that top of the key 3.
Here's a good move by Greco, able to shake off Marshall. Greco in double figures with 11.
Now we're man full court.
Bienvenu Cernuda, a double pump. Left-hand shot, no. Whalen the rebound. Exeter in transition. McNeff going to slow it down. As the Blue Hawks look to chip away. Greco is going to stay hot. That's a 3.
Man alive. Guys, everybody's shooting well right now.
Exeter shooting much better in this second half. Marshall against Greco. Spins right. And he's got the touch in the lane.
Again, they should have got it to him a little bit earlier, and he gets a wide open layup. But even then, that's a good move. Just too big.
He's got 30. And a foul is coming on the floor.
Not
only does he have 30, but he's also shooting a high percentage tonight. He hasn't missed many shots.
No, he has not, especially around in the paint. I don't think he's missed maybe but 1 or 2 shots of dunks. A couple dunks that he's missed, but other than that, he hasn't missed very many at all.
Greco, a good ball fake. Little shimmy shake, but he lost it. Marshall up ahead, a good bounce pass for Brander, and there's the layup.
Great pass, way to look ahead. That's Brander's first 2-pointer of the game.
And his first since halftime. Rogers, deep three. Wow.
Wow, if the logo went that far, he was near the logo.
He's got 5 threes now himself.
In the second half?
4 in the second half, 5 in the game. Saw Brander, this kid hit 5 in the first half, and there's his 6th
he got 6
of the night.
Good grief.
He's up to 20.
3-point shooting contest all of a sudden.
It's a scoring bonanza here midway through the fourth quarter.
Problem is, Exeter has to make a stop.
Whalen rejected, but a foul is called. A little bit of body there.
Yep. That one he could have gone up, maybe not swung quite so hard. Nice little tip at the top. Tip it out to your teammates. Bill Russell style. Don't swing.
Like a bit of a volleyball swat there.
That was a spike. That was brutal. A brutal spike of the ball.
I believe that's Marshall's second. He's going to have a word with Coach Dunham. Coming up after the game, we'll speak with Coach Dunham. Live here in the postgame. He'll join us here in the crowd at Exeter.
Unless, of course, Exeter makes an incredible run.
Unless we see
let's not give up yet.
a historic comeback here over the final 4:25.
Yes.
Whalen, meanwhile, connects on the first and the second. Well, Coach Holmes has got to be pleased with the effort since halftime from Exeter.
Absolutely.
As they have outscored Pinkerton by a point in this back-and-forth second half. Offensive rebound leads to a Brander 3.
Another one from him.
That's Josiah Molina, who just checked in, a 6'1 junior, pulled in the offensive board and found Brander on the wing.
Yeah, we have some subs in for the first time. They've got
Duarte for 3.
3 bench players.
How about 9 for Duarte off the bench? 7 in the second half as the hot shooting for both teams continues. Drive and dump, collected by Sullivan. Whip back up for Dempsey. Puts the shoulder down, goes to the hole. The banker won't go. And this one ends up out of bounds, last touched by Pinkerton.
Well, Molina almost had another rebound coming off the bench. Guys getting some run that haven't been in the game yet. That's good to see.
Yeah. And it's been max effort both ways, which I'm sure both coaches appreciate.
Absolutely. Looks like maybe now Exeter's going to bring a couple guys in off the bench as well.
Duarte for 3. Marshall his 10th rebound to secure another double-double. And he'll bring it up himself for a moment. Take a breath. Marshall unofficially with 30 and 10 tonight. Make it 3rd and 11 as he goes up. Can't get that one. The tip, no.
2.
You got to call it.
Pinkerton wanted a foul there. Won't get it.
That's again kind of
There's a dump down and then a body foul here on the way up. It's going to send Harry Conway to the free throw line. He just checked in.
Harry Conway. Isn't he a famous singer, Harry Conway? No.
Before my time.
Harry Conway Jr.? Oh, it's Harry Connick,
You're
fault.
thinking Connick, right?
I was. Before we end this game, we got to wish everybody also a happy Festivus for the rest of us. The airing of the grievances tonight, and we're going to, decorate the Festivus pole.
Right.
But the grievance airing is very big. As Marshall sits down.
Yeah, he's going to get a hand from the Pinkerton fans who have made the trip here.
He looked tired, though. I think he got
Exeter.
a little tired, and he played the whole game up until the last 3 minutes.
Right.
Played very well.
And I don't think ever saw single coverage either.
No, he took a beating. I mean, he was fouled. They probably, what did he shoot? He only shot 4 free throws.
Yeah.
And as many beatings as he took during the game, he probably should have shot at least 10. I just think you got to call those fouls. Oh, no.
Brander from way downtown. That one's too strong, but an offensive rebound. It's pulled in by Troy Galler, who just came back on. His first action since the first half. Dempsey finds Galler in the lane. Inside out for Sullivan. 3-pointer is a line drive miss. Brander there on the offensive glass. The third try on the way for Pinkerton, but this one is turned over. Back
Brander.
to Exeter.
I'm guessing Brander's going to sit down. He wanted to get one more. He thought he could make one more shot. He shot that one from your house in Bedford, and I didn't think that one was going in.
Well, you can see Coach Dunham, smiling as he takes Brander off the floor as a word with the junior.
I would have had a couple words with that, too, but you're winning by quite a few, so you can kind of,
I think Coach is okay with it.
Let that go.
Little jumper there for Stephen Bartle, who just checked in, the 6'3 junior.
That Molina with another rebound, almost 3.
This one off target. The board goes to Conway.
Now we have the subs versus the subs, which I do enjoy.
Final
These guys
2 minutes.
work hard, get in the game. It's good for them.
Yeah. I think everybody in agreement there.
You're going to need somebody. At some point in the game, in the season, you're going to need one of these guys in a game.
Yep.
Someone's going to get in foul trouble. Somebody's going to get hurt. You're going to need somebody here, and they need this time to get in and kind of, have a little fun.
Matt Yang with his first bucket. Molina traveled on the catch.
Yeah, everybody wants to shoot that 3, right? He was trying to get to that line.
Got a little ahead of himself, the youngster. Yeah. With Pinkerton's 17th turnover tonight.
I was going to say that, and they're winning
That's
by this
one thing
much.
Coach Dunham might want to address.
Yeah, you want to talk about your turnovers,
if we're nitpicking on a 96-76 win.
No, they're pretty close. They're probably going to get 100. And right now, Exeter doesn't want that to happen.
They've hit 90 now 3 times in 4 games to begin the season.
It's hard to get 100 when you try to get 100.
Down the lane, Sullivan pushes the total to 98.
It's coming. It's coming, Nick. We're going to see our first Hundy
We may.
this season. I'm pretty sure, unless they hold the ball.
We're down to a minute.
I don't know. I'm not holding it. Just go for it and play. Fans will boo, but that's the way it goes.
Inside of a minute. Here's Huxley Brown, another newcomer for Exeter, 6'3 sophomore. And that one blocked in the paint by Sullivan. Taking the other way for Pinkerton, down to 40 seconds. Little shake, Dunham, make it Dempsey, I'm sorry. Pass deflected, stolen in the corner. Good hustle by Conway. And then a foul is called.
See, they tried to get the 100. So you do goofy things when you're trying now to get that 100. You just got to play normally and not try and worry about it.
Yeah.
But that's what they're trying to do.
Chase Johnson is on. How about a freshman getting some action here?
That's
for
good.
Pinkerton?
That's good. Got to see some freshmen in the game. That's good.
Final 35 seconds. Yang is going to take it into the front court.
Let's see if they try and shoot quick. Or are you going to hold the ball and go, I'm not going to let you get 100. We're going to hold it.
Well, the Blue Hawks are going to come up short, despite a pretty good look at a 3 there from Bartell. Offensive rebound, Yang tries to go behind the back and lost it. Pinkerton looking to push with 15 seconds. He's tied up on the way up as Troy Geller denied there by Brown.
That's the Exeter JV team does not want to see that century mark come up.
Well, Coach Dunn says hold it. Going to show some class here. There's Molina trying to fend off Brown for the final 5 seconds. So Pinkerton, another explosive night as they improve to 4-0 following a 98-76 win. They're led by Jackson Marshall. Finishes unofficially with 30 points and 11 rebounds. Had plenty of help from his teammates tonight. Exeter, after falling behind by as many as 32 early in the third quarter, they show some fight and in the end bow out by a final margin of 22. So a pretty good effort in the second half for Coach Holmes' Blue Hawks as they slip to 2-2. Do not go away.
No.
We'll take a quick break, and then we're going to speak with first-year head coach Mike Dunham live here in the postgame, plus stats, highlights, analysis, and a Friday night scoreboard where some games are coming down to the wire statewide. So a lot to get to in just a moment. Pinkerton a winner here, 98-76 the final. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
98-76 is our final. As Pinkerton improves to 4-0 following another double-digit win. We're joined now by Mike Dunham, first-year head man with Pinkerton. Coach, your team, you just said it off air, came ready to go tonight. A road game, a big matchup. You guys led by as many as 32 early in the second half. Exeter, they did not quit, but your guys kept them at bay. Your thoughts tonight on what was a very impressive, another 90-plus performance by your guys?
Yeah, they definitely came out and played really hard tonight. It's been had two great practices, and really coming into and just pushing the tempo. I thought Parker Bienvenu-Sanuda played really well in the first half, pushing the tempo. And then Jackson Marshall's just Jackson Marshall. I mean, there's nothing else I can say about that. He's a big guy and he can shoot it. But again, kudos to Exeter though for not backing down. Coach Holmes has always done a great job there, and they're always a great program. And just really excited about the guys right now, and they're really playing hard.
Yeah, Marshall. The numbers speak for themselves. We've got him for 30 and 11 tonight. Shot the ball at a high percentage. What kind of a kid is he like to coach?
Yeah, he's a phenomenal kid. I mean, he's a 17-year-old and a big body. But I actually get him at school too, so that's great.
Okay.
So just the relationship we have is is growing. And I'm so excited just to have him for the 1 year. He's been absolutely phenomenal as a leader. And he's getting better and better. Because obviously he's a baseball guy, but having him is just an X factor, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's becoming a great passer too. He's finding our open shooters, and our shooters are really playing loose right now. They're really shooting the ball with confidence.
Oh, I'd say so too. Wow, they shot the ball well. When the other Brander brother comes back, what do you do with Parker?
With Parker, I mean, Parker's great because he just pushes the tempo.
He does.
So, I mean, the last two games I've started 4 guards.
Okay.
And brought Jamie Wallace off the bench. Which brings us a spark, too. It brings us a shooter, a little bit of size. And I think Drew's just going to push the pace even more, when Drew comes back, because he's obviously a phenomenal talent, too. And it's really just getting them to play together, play loose, and, I always say an open shot's better than a turnover.
Yeah.
So if you're open, let's shoot it. My dad always told me when I was younger, first option is to shoot. So, so I've been telling my kids that too. If they're open, no matter who it is, let it fly.
Yeah, they do a good job. Catch and shoot. They don't hesitate at all. Were you concerned at all going forward if you have to play, or when you play Bedford, when you play some other teams, about the turnovers? Because you did have a few. You had about 15 turnovers.
Yeah.
Did that bother you?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's still early in the season. We got to get better. And I think that will come. I mean, we're really playing at a faster pace than we did last year. Really running a secondary break.
That was evident.
Which we're trying to get it up the wings. And, if we play faster, we're going to get more possessions, but we're going to turn it over a little bit more too.
Absolutely.
And, with Jackson, trying to get Jackson to play a little faster too is kind of hard sometimes. But he does such a great job of when he gets down there to post up, and then we're able to get him the ball, and then he's a gret passer. So finding out other people, getting everyone involved. I thought Christian Brander shot the ball really well tonight. Jamie Wallace shot the ball really well tonight. And just getting them to play together, and that's really what it is. It's about team bonding and That's the way I like to play.
You're now 2 weeks into the head coaching career. How's it going so far?
It's a lot more than just coaching, that's for sure. I love these kids. I was around them all last year, and they're just a fun group to be around. They enjoy the game of basketball. They're serious at practice at moments, but at sometimes they fool around a little bit. But you know what? They're still kids. I always look back at the time I played at Salem with Nate Stanton and Josh Carter.
Okay.
And we always had such a good time playing together.
Yep.
And it was always a fun time. My biggest memories were from high school basketball. And that's what I'm trying to give these kids too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take me over the next week or so. Holiday break. What's the schedule look like? What's the practice regimen?
Yeah, so
What's the plan?
We're supposed to go at 8 a.m. tomorrow, but I think I'm going to get them off. I think I'm going to give them it off after tonight. I think they're going to be a little tired. They don't know about that yet, but I'll have to
we won't tell them.
Yeah,
we won't tell them.
Right. But we're actually playing down in the Lowell, the Greater Classic Lowell tournament. So we go down and play. It's actually at Westford Academy. We go and we play Groton Dunstable the first game, and then we play the winner of Merrimack, New Hampshire, and then in Lowell.
Okay.
So some pretty good competition down there. We won it last year. And really going to try to win it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best of luck, Coach.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate everything you guys do. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet.
That's, again, Mike Dunham, first-year head coach, picking up where Dave Chase left off. They're 4-0 out of the gate. They've eclipsed the 90-point mark now 3 of the 4 games, including a 98-76 win here tonight.
Well, they're playing differently than they did last year. So he's taken over. He must have seen something. So he decided we want to play faster. The game itself is being played faster overall, I think. So you try and get more threes. And I was just curious how you feel about the turnovers, because when you do play fast, I'm glad he answered it that way. When you do play fast, you do turn the ball over more. So it's just the way it is. You come down the floor, you take chances you didn't take when you played slow. Jackson right now is a half-court player. So I understand what he's trying to do. He wants Jackson to run up and down the floor a little bit more. But currently, you can wait for him occasionally to come down the floor if you don't have a good shot.
Right.
But if you're trying to run, he's going to have to try and run with them to keep up. So when they play Bedford and other teams that can kind of run with them, that's going to be really fun to watch.
It should be. By the way, they square off in early February, Bedford and Pinkerton. And
that'll be a fun one.
A collision course. Right now, they're both unbeaten, of course.
Yes.
At 4-0. All right, BG, right now clinging to a 4-point lead over Londonderry through 3 quarters, 40-36. Both teams searching for their first win there.
That's surprising. BG hasn't won yet.
Down in D2, Pelham with a 13-point edge over Oyster River. That game is going into the 4th quarter. And some of the lower division scores, Moultonborough has a 37-26 lead over Groveton.
Let's hear it for Moultonborough, everybody.
All right, Justin, your final thoughts here. Obviously, Pinkerton got out to the good start. Exeter showed some heart in that second half, but in the end, a 22-point win for the Astros.
They did, and I think that Pinkerton played well from beginning to end. They have the best big man in the entire division.
Yep.
Entire 2 divisions. They shot the ball much better than I thought they would. And Exeter just got overwhelmed early, and it's really tough to come back when you get down that far. They played great in the third quarter. They had a little more juice. They came at it tougher. They played better. So they didn't quit. And again, we don't want to see anybody quit,
right.
And they didn't. They played much better in that half. So I think both teams have a lot to look forward to going forward. Exeter's got some work to do. Right, you got to get some stops. You got to be a little bit better defensively and get some better, easier shots.
Yep.
Whereas Pinkerton, if they're going to run like that and get all these points like that, then those guys are going to have a lot of fun. You're going to get a lot of guys playing. And Marshall's going to find himself in a little bit better shape, I bet, if he plays like that after a while, too. And that's going to be scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
All right. I want to thank Coach Ball here at Exeter, his staff, always making it easy for us to roll in. Appreciate Coach Ball and his work throughout the years.
The legend.
And,
it
of
is
course,
Coach Ball.
Our team here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, our dual videographers tonight, John Barron and Kat Doyle, always doing a bang-up job, sending us into the holiday break on the right note. And, of course, the whole thing is orchestrated back in the Beals Insurance Studios by our director, the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, Ben Beals. And the whole thing overseen by the big man in the big chair down in the Sunshine State. That's executive producer Steve Beals. Ben will join him tomorrow.
What?
By the way, as
Are you kidding me? The whole Beals family will be in the sunshine, come back.
That's right. All right. Final score, final time. Pinkerton with a big win, 98-76 over Exeter. For Justin Gorham, I'm Nick Anastas saying so long. Merry Christmas, happy holidays from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. This has been our Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.